the story goes. All is well until the bad guy or the bad gal shows up and perpetrates evil somehow. Then the good guy or the good gal steps up in an attempt to thwart the evil plans and get rid of the bad person. A battle always follows in which the outcome is uncertain. But in the end, good usually triumphs over evil, and the bad guy or bad gal is eliminated, imprisoned, or otherwise made powerless. And all is well again. That's the story. Now, that plot seems to be ingrained in our psyches as the way that we believe things work or should work. Most of our movies and novels follow that plot. You can kind of see that in everything like that. And when we tell stories of where we or our ancestors came from, we often tell them those stories using this kind of storyline. History is written using this image too. History is written by the victors, as they say, and the victors usually portray their historical role as fighting evil and preserving good. And many religions are based on this good versus evil dynamic, where God and God's people battle the devil and the devil's people in a never-ending war. Now, this view of how things work is a piece of life's puzzle for us, and I think we come by it honestly. We keep trying to fit it into our lives and make it work somehow, but it rarely seems to get us where we want to go. When we fight evil by telling someone that they are doing wrong, they usually dig in their heels and keep doing what they're doing and quit listening to us. When one party of Congress, for example, attacks the other party for doing what it disagrees with and considers evil, political war ensues, and nothing gets done in Congress. When one religion denounces another religion because it professes something different, which they call bad or evil, they fight it, and holy wars often follow. The medical world usually follows this model also. Modern medicine's goal is to find and fight the, quote, evil, which is the cancer or the infection or the artery blockage or whatever is pinpointed as what is wrong. Now, this isn't bad, but most of society's effort and money goes towards this end, battling evil. And not much attention is paid to promoting other healthful things which could prevent diseases in the first place. So we end up in a never-ending war with physical ailments, which keep coming back. Now, there's something about fighting evil that sounds noble, that feels right, that just makes sense. But in actuality, it causes us problems if that's all we do. One reason is because we never win the war against evil. There's always evil. We can stamp it out in one spot, but it pops up in another. We kill the one bad guy or the one bad gal, and another steps up to take their place. We wage war against those who are evil, and the collateral damage makes life miserable for us. The antidotes we apply to fighting evil usually bring their own terrible side effects. And no one can win this war, but we feel there's no other alternative. So we doom ourselves to the endless, hopeless battle against evil. Now, there is an alternative to this war, this battle, but it's rather counterintuitive, and it involves adjusting our view of how things work. Instead of putting all our effort into fighting evil, we could put more of our efforts into doing good. Now, the difference may be a bit subtle, but it is an important distinction, I think. It's the difference between using our power to get rid of something, which we call evil, and using our power to create something, which would be good. It involves trusting that doing the good will be more effective in accomplishing our goals than simply fighting the evil. But it's a leap of faith to believe that. In counseling, I do counseling with people. I try to help people make this shift in thinking. For example, a married couple comes in and because they've been fighting a lot, they've been telling each other how the other is wrong. And that's their way of fighting the evil of misconception or whatever. And it makes their life miserable. That's why they come to counseling. So what I do, I suggest to them to put their efforts instead into doing something good rather than just fighting evil. Something good like listening a little bit more and making efforts to understand the other's viewpoint. Now that often has better results. Now another example of doing good rather than fighting evil on a national level. Some people see the influx of immigrants and refugees on our southern border as an evil to be fought. We spend many tax dollars on border patrol, apprehending offenders, incarcerating people, transporting people elsewhere, etc., etc. This seems to be a never-ending battle. It costs lives and resources and peace of mind for many people. Now, instead of just battling, we could choose to do good instead. One possibility, one example would be to help the countries of immigrants and refugees provide what people need to live, so they wouldn't need to, cross the border somewhere to find it. Now, we could identify many other ways to accomplish something good in this regard, I think, if we weren't so narrowly focused on only fighting evil. Now, doing good rather than fighting evil takes faith and trust that the good will prevail, that that's good, that that's enough. When we fight evil, we feel we're in control. We're calling the shots. We're making it happen. That's why we keep trying to do that. But when we do good rather than fight evil, we have to kind of let go of our control, our direct control, and let the good speak for itself. Let the good do the work. Now that's difficult because we often don't see immediate results from the good that we do. And it often takes time for the good that we do, like listening, being compassionate, charitable, forgiving, etc. It takes time for that to have an effect on others around us. But that's the point of the Paschal mystery for those of us who are Christian, that new life is the result of practicing love, even when it involves sacrifice. Jesus didn't battle evil much. He didn't try to destroy Satan when Satan tempted him in the desert. He didn't kick out the sinners from his group of followers. He didn't get rid of Judas when he knew Judas would betray him. He didn't call down lightning bolts to zap Caiaphas, the high priest, or Pontius Pilate and the Roman soldiers who crucified him. Instead of fighting evil, he simply did good, which was love. And that was enough. We humans don't give up our battles easily, and I know there's no way to convince anyone to do that. But if we know there's an alternative to fighting evil all the time and wearing ourselves out in the process, we might be up for giving it a try a little bit more often.